Good day, everyone. I am Glendale Yanis Baptisma from the Department of Midwifery under the section of Mid 1A. So, for now, let us know what are the elements of communication. But first, let us know what is the communication process. So, communication process is the transmission of message from the sender to the receiver. The sender will encode the message and the receiver will decode the message. In the end of the result, communication process is the understanding of the message. So let us begin the elements of communication. So the first element of communication is the source or the sender. It is the person who attempt to deliver the message. So for example, me and my friend were talking and I wanted to relay a message, so I will speak to her. And then the second is the message. So without further ado, let us now begin knowing what are the elements of communication. There are 7 elements of communication. The first element of communication is the source or the sender. The sender is the person who attempts to share the information. So for example, I am going to share a message to my friend. Therefore, I am the sender and my friend is the receiver. The next element of communication is the message. The message is the content of information that is ready to be relayed. The next element of communication is encoding. Encoding is the assembling process of the message into a representative designed ensuring that the receiver will comprehend it. Therefore, encoding is the moment I relay the message to the receiver. The next element of communication is the channel. It is an encoded message conveyed by the source through the use of nonverbal, verbal, personal, or non-personal. So for example, if I relate the message personally, so I will going to speak or voice out the message through personally. I will going to deliver it word for word. And if I will going to deliver the message through the use of media or Facebook, therefore I use the channel nonverbal. The next element of communication is decoding. It is when the receiver listened or reading the instruction carefully. Therefore, the receiver is decoding the message or comprehending it carefully. The next element of communication is the receiver. It is the moment that the message was already delivered. Therefore, the receiver already received the message. The next element of communication is the feedback. It is the important element of communication because it is when the receiver understand the message carefully, and it is knowing that the sender send the message to the receiver clearly. Therefore, at the end of the conversation, the receiver received the message or the receiver comprehend the message well. The thing that we consider that the receiver comprehend it is that he or she will going to respond to the message or he will going to react. For example, the message is negative, therefore he will going to react that what is this? Why that it is negative or it is positive? So it is the important thing that we know that the receiver comprehend it well. Therefore, the process or the element of communication is very important. Okay, so let us refresh what are the elements of communication. So first is the source or the sender. Second, the message. Third, encoding. Fourth, the channel. Fifth, decoding. Sixth is the receiver. And 7 is the feedback. Therefore, the 7 elements of communication is very important because it is how we use to transmit the message through the other person. Therefore, we will going to relay the message to the other person clearly with the use of the elements of communication. So this is the end of my video. Thank you for watching. Those are the elements of communication. To recall it, let us refresh it. The 7 elements of communications are the sender or the source, the message, encoding, channel, decoding, receiver, and the feedback. So the 7 elements of communication is very important because it is the process that we will gonna use to transmit the message clearly to the other person without hesitating if the person will understand the message, because the process or the way we use is very clear and understandable because of the 7 elements of communication. So this is the end of my video. I hope that you learned. Thank you.